Welcome to the Night Pod Cometh, where we talk about the legendary comedy It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I am Jamie G, not quite a golden god, but most definitely a five-star man. I'm here at Magnum Mills and the Soupdeucer to begin our preparations for season 17. Holy shit! It's literally right around the corner. Soup, are you ready for some new sunny episodes?
Of course, man. This is a show that's aged well. I mean, they haven't overrun some of those shows just go a little bit too long and they're just trying to keep it alive. And this is not the case with this show. So I'm absolutely looking forward to the next season, man. They're pushing 20 now. That's fucking impressive, dude. So all about it. I know there's going to be really good, entertaining, very, very funny, hilarious moments. So, looking forward to that ride, man.
Yeah, definitely right there with both of y'all. Just recently restarted another rewatch. Thank you to Hulu having those available. Although they do have the couple that are missing out there, so I have to go find them elsewhere. But I love checking out Sunny, and we love that you're checking out the Night Pod Cometh. We are presented by Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Find us on social media at Dudes Watch Stuff, on the web at dudeswatchstuff.com. Very simple and easy to remember, just like those flaps. FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, hit the thumb. It's much easier than creating a self-sustaining economy. Trust me, we've tried. And you should know that this will be a full spoiler joint. Full spoilers for every episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We're mostly going to be speculating about the upcoming season and especially the episode titles, but we can slip some spoilers from past episodes, past seasons in there. So don't say we didn't warn you.
You've been warned.
We do our best to avoid the bats. That's why we carry a fly swatter. We're doing here is we're just going to have a little bit of fun talking about the episode titles for the upcoming season 17. We all went and ranked them just in terms of how interested we are in seeing the episodes based on the title, but obviously we are interested in all of these. First up, I think these are in the correct order, but they could always reshuffle them a little bit. So you've been warned, just like with the spoilers. So we think this is the episode order, but it's not 100% guaranteed. First up, as the season premiere, we're sure about this one. It is The Gang Fucks Up Abbott Elementary. This is the second part of the crossover with Abbott Elementary that they started back in January on Abbott Elementary. It's their fourth season, I believe. I'm not up on Abbott Elementary. It's set in Philly. I should be more familiar with it. I've heard good things, but I'm not necessarily up on it. So I put this one at 8. Jamie G, you had it at 3. You were intrigued in Soup. You had this at number 1. We talked about this a little off cam. Is it just because they're literally just coming out and saying that the gang is fucking with somebody that intrigues you, or is it deeper than that?
Yeah, no, it just caught my attention right away because, like, if the word "fuck" is in the title, you're gonna grab my eyeballs, by the short and curlies, dude. So anyway, I locked right in that one. I'm like, all right, well, boom, they're coming out swinging, dude. So that's why I went number one with that one.
Kind of what you're thinking too, Jamie G. Do you have any familiarity with Abbott Elementary? You just like this idea? I mean, Sunny's never been the strongest show with the season premieres, so this gives me a little bit of hope.
Well, Mills, in terms of the difference between Soup and me, I think it's a tad bit more complex than that. And here's why. Never watched Abbott Elementary, but I do know that it's a show and I know the general feel and the general dynamic of the show and what it's about. I really like that there's a little cross-universe pollination here that excites me incredibly. And I also think it could be so fun whenever you involve the horribleness and the ridiculousness of the gang and little kids, it actually ends up hilarious. I know it sounds bad. Look at the game goes to the amusement park, bro. And all of a sudden, we got Frank with AIDS sliding down on the no liquid slide, dude, getting the blood all. It just I'm really excited about this one. I think this opens it up to be like, dude, they could go anywhere with this. We'll see how bad it gets. We'll see how raunchy it gets. But either way, I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So all of that combined, I'm excited about this one, man. That's why it ranks so high for me.
I like the call out about the gang being good with the kids. We had the arc when Dee became the substitute teacher, the drama teacher there, and Charlie was the janitor for a couple of minutes, and that was, one of the best couple episode stretches on the show. So that's a very promising. So is the second episode title. The gang goes to a dog track. I had this at 1. Jamie G, you had it at 4. Soup, you had it at 3. It makes it our second overall rated episode title. I think we've been waiting a long time for kind of a gambling episode, and we're getting that here. I just wonder, they don't have the dogs in Philly. Jamie G, what do you think? Do you think the gang is traveling to a legit dog track, or is this like some underground dog racing?
It would be awesome if they leave Philly. They very rarely do, but every time they do, it seems to be a massive hit. I just recently watched the gang when they go to Atlantic City, dude, and Charlie uncovers the magic under the under the pier, and it's unbelievable. Anyway, anytime they get out of Philly, it's usually pretty great. I would love it, but I think this is probably some underground, weird out dog racing in some horrible fashion that they somehow gamble on or are involved in. I'm going to say it's in Philly, but it's kind of underground.
Soup, what do you think? Is the gang trying to like bet on it, or do you think they're kind of scheming and running it somehow?
Dude, I don't know, man. This could go in a couple different directions here, man. Because is there not a dog track in Philly?
No, dog racing is it's really mostly a Florida thing, I think, these
Yeah,
days.
I've been to the dog track in Florida, man. So maybe they cruise to Florida, dude, and go to the dog track, man. It's a good time, dude. I can see that being fun as fuck, man. I mean, betting on the dogs, dude. Racing.
Could be a good spot to maybe have a couple people return.
You
Obviously,
can't
we
get
have
rabbit. Big
Poppins.
rabbit.
You think they could bring back Poppins? Max Dog, he shows up once in a while. You have the jockeys. Remember Charlie loved the jockeys back when they were doing all the cocaine, when they were hiding from the mob and everything. That would be fun. And dude, Jamie G, if there was ever a spot for Pondy to return, how about the dog track? It feels like the prime spot for Pondy to make an
Perfect spot for
appearance.
Pondy to return, dude. Although you could find him in the elementary school if like his kids go to school there or something. He's hitting on the teacher or banging the teacher. You could see all that. But yes, dude, this would be a great spot to bring Pondy back. And we're silently praying and silently hoping and doing rain dances and whatever else you want to just give us Pondy. Come on, man.
Young Sheldon shows off the air, so we got a chance.
Dude,
Soup, what else you got
Give
for
a
this one?
chance, dude. Pondy's the best, dude.
I'm about
He's the
Pondy, man,
coolest,
but I
dude.
really think this situation, man, is more of a cricket fucking vibe, dude.
It
Let's
could be
hey,
great.
Oh,
dude.
I could see Cricket because he was, he's associated with the dogs. He's been in dog orgies, dog fights. He worked at the animal shelter.
That's
Totally possible that Cricket could be like organizing it. I would love if he
Cricket's be
teamed up
there.
with the McPoyles to do it out back in the bowling alley or something. I feel like that'd be an incredible amount of fun.
I mean, what would be better, man? Like if they go to a cockfight, would this be on that kind of level, like the kind of underground dog,
I think this would be better because I don't know if they can show the cockfight, like the dog fight. Like there's the dog race. There's a lot
Not
of
a
ways you
dog
can go.
fight.
well, Kenny
Yeah,
Kenny
dog race.
Powers, Kenny Powers, Eastbound and Down. I believe it's season 3's in Mexico. He They did the cockfight. He gets screwed over by Big Red, dude, and he gets and Big Red gets him, man. But I think the dog track thing. I think this could be like super high hopes for this. This just on title alone, it's like, oh, dude, this can go places. I'm excited about it.
Well, that's why it came in number 2 for us. The third episode is titled Mac and Dennis Become EMTs. I had this at 3, Jamie G at 5, Soup at 5, made it our 5th overall ranked episode. I don't even like, do you want this to really even be clever, or can it just be straight up what the title sounds like? What do you think, Soup? Do you want there to be another level of to like why they became EMTs, or if they just jumped you into like kind of what's the Scorsese joint, like bringing out the dead, they just jump you into the back of the ambulance with Mac and Dennis for 22 minutes? I think I'm probably there for that.
So you're saying episode opens and automatically boom, it's like no explanation, nothing. They're just EMTs and they go through the like.
Yeah, I would be there for that, dude. Or
That's a cool.
do you want that, or do you want like a complex thing about
That's
how
a
it
cool
happened?
take on it, man. I feel like that'd be great. That's a really good abstract way to fucking go into one, man. If you open an episode like that, there's no way you're not hitting somebody in the head with a sledgehammer. You're getting their attention, like boom. But what you expect is for the story to kind of lead into why they became the EMTs, or maybe they open up with it and then there's the backstories, here and there, like a little bit, and then it's like you flash back, like a flashback joint. Oh, this happened before, and here we are, but you don't get the full outcome until the end. That might be a cool structure too. But I think that I don't know. I want to say my money might be on that there's an ongoing thing and they just happen to fall into it because of some other scenario during the course of the episode. So then they had to like play the role of like get through it, you know.
Okay, all right. So they got a fake it till they make it kind of deal for some reason, maybe part of another scheme. JBG, if you were in need of an ambulance and they show up and your two options as an EMT are Mac and Dennis, which one are you choosing?
Wow,
Like your
dude. That,
life is on the line here. Which one are you choosing?
Holy fuck.
I mean, neither is not an option, dude. You only have the two.
but dude, he wanted me to repeat it. Her life is in your hands. Um, uh, man, I guess I'm going Dennis here, and only because I think I have enough value that he thinks he can use me for something. So Mac is just totally incompetent. Dennis can be very competent if he thinks he can get something out of you. So I'm going to assume that I have enough value that Dennis can get something out of me. So therefore, he's going to make sure I live. I'm going Dennis.
100% agree with you. Same logic. Soup. Any different? Would you go with Mac or you go with
I
Dennis to
would,
save
I
you?
would, I would definitely go with Mac because I think
Oh,
Mac
okay.
would be
Oh,
more, because yeah, he might be a little bit more incompetent, but I feel like he would try a lot harder because he wants to be the hero. Like he
He
wants to
doesn't want to
save the
fail
day.
God
that's
either,
true.
right? Like
That's
he
true.
feel like if he
No,
lets you
he
die,
wants
then
to
he's going to
save the
hell or
day,
something.
dude. You know, if Max saves the day, he's like he wants to save the day. So
He does want to
given
save the
that,
day.
you give it, yeah, given that motivation and ambition, and you did, everything that leads into it, man. I think he would come through, man. You know.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That's solid logic,
A lot
dude.
of promise here, dude. A lot of promise. We're very
Fun.
excited about these episode titles. Episode 4, number 4, we have overage drinking a national concern. Obvious callback here to seasons 1's underage drinking, a national concern. We also saw this come back around, I think, season 9. The gang misses the boat where Frank got that other gang in trouble by bringing the minors into the bar. I had this at 2, Jamie G at 2, Soup at 2. That means it's overall our number 1 ranked episode title. I'm just kind of curious here. Like, what do you think? Like, kind of the concern is here. Like, as far as the overage drinking, is it that the clientele at Patty's is too old, or the gang themselves too old? What do you think, Soup? Who's the overage drinkers in this one?
I think they're going to relate it to themselves, man. And I do like that it's going to be kind of I don't want to say a continuation, but like, run almost, with the drinking, underage drinking, whatever the fuck. But now that they're at the level of overage drinking, so I think it's going to play in mostly from their perspective, and maybe I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I know it's going to go in I know it's going to go in an entertaining direction, man. Um, I think there's going to be something a little bit deeper behind it, though. This might be one of those episodes where, like,
Oh,
yeah,
I got something to say. Okay, okay.
it sinks into your cockles of your heart.
Well, I mean, hopefully we have maybe Frank Reynolds taken again into a couch to come out. And Jamie G, what do you think, man? Who are the overage drinkers here that are a national concern?
I'm gonna agree with Soup. On one hand, it would be totally cool if they were like, let's look around at our clientele and they do a scan of like the back little like booths and it's just a bunch of old drunk dudes passed out like we've seen without them trying to show it in the past, which has been awesome. That would be so cool. And then they try to like get younger. I could see that being very fun, but I'm going to relate it to them. They're getting old, we're getting old, everything's getting old, it sucks, and all you can do is drink. And I really like that it's a national concern because it's all we can do to deal with the fact that we're all getting older. I think that's where they're going with it. And you know what? It's fitting, dude. It's season 17. Let's do a little shout out to just the fact that they're so old, dude. 17 years is a long time. You can almost vote. This show's almost old enough to vote. Like that's pretty wild, dude. Like let's throw out a little love for that. I'm going there. I'm going there.
I'm pretty sure actually because they've been multiple years between some releases, the show is technically old enough to vote.
It's old enough to vote.
It is
100%.
old enough to vote. I'm going to go with that. We get some sort of a callback to the original underage drinking a national concern for season 1, where we find out where Dee is banging one of the kids who was originally in high school, and everyone's giving her shit about it, only to find out that Dennis is, of course, doing the same thing. That feels like it would be about par for the course for the show.
Sounds about right, man.
Episode 5 is titled Thought Leadership, a Corporate Concern. I had this at 5. Jamie G had it at 7. Soup at 6. Makes it number 6 overall. I think this could be a fun one. You've kind of got these, the idea of all this kind of corporate culture and the the speak and the everything you kind of have to do to play the game or whatever. We saw a little bit of this with the gang gets called out, or the gang gets canceled back in the day there. Jamie G, what do you think of this one, man? You've had some background in the corporate arena. What do you think about thought leadership, a corporate concern? Where do you think they could go with this one?
This is your classic where corporate America has been the last 3 to 5 years. This is that classic, like, let's do a little thought leadership where we dig in deep and somebody tells you how to like feel about certain things and then turn them into a growth opportunity for yourself and the organization that you're so blessed to work for. I think this is a classic case of it. And I think it's going to be awesome how they put a spin on it that makes it, because this is what this show does so well, amongst many things. They take a hot button item, whether it's political, whether it's moral, social, whatever it is. They take a hot button item and they have a way to point out how ridiculous what's happening around it is because it's an issue, but at the same time, be able to get so and extract so much humor out of it and take something that no one wants to talk about it and make it funny, but also make it like, yeah, that's why it's ridiculous and we should change it, right? And I think that's one of these things that you're going to get is an over the top kind of thought leadership thing. If they go that way, I think it's awesome, and I think they will. That's where I'm going with it.
I like what you're putting down there, Soup. What do you think? Is there a chance that this winds up being some sort of a Frank Reynolds scheme or scam, that he is maybe putting this on to milk some people out of some money or something like this? Do you think there's any chance this is like one of Frank's angles?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was, absolutely, man. I definitely don't think, I think this one's going to be one of those you don't think you're going to be surprised by what it is. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I think this is that episode where, like, it's going to be something completely different than what we're thinking it might be.
Feels like it could be an excellent spot for a really cool guest star to come in and kind of be like a one of those kind of corporate TED Talk speaker kind of people. I think that could be very awesome. Next up, we have episode 6. The gang gets ready for prime time. I had this at 6, Jamie G at 8, Soup at 4. Overall, I believe it was tied for 6. The one thing I thought looking at this, remember in the previous season, they were maybe going to be on bar rescue and that didn't work out. Max seemed kind of really into it. What do you think, Jamie G? Could this be related to bar rescue, or do you think it's more likely to be related maybe to the Eagles winning the Super Bowl?
Mills, I love this because they've teased us with both options over the last 17 seasons. And it's been 17 seasons, so they've done a shitload of shit. And that's awesome. But we've seen a little bit of like the game, the bar gets a makeover type stuff, but we've also seen like the legendary episodes when they're sneaking into the World Series and or they're at the Super Bowl, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know where to go with this one, but I'm gonna assume it's something to do with it's so hard because the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with it's something to do with the bar. I'm gonna stray away from sports. I'm gonna say it's something to do with the bar. Although it wouldn't shock me at all if it's something to do with the bar.
What do you think, Soup Man? How is the gang ending up in prime time, or why are they getting ready for it? I guess would be the question.
Well, that is the big question here, man. I don't even know, dude. I'm gonna have to say it has something to do with the Super Bowl, man. So I'm trying to think of why else it would be a primetime
Right, I
situation.
feel like they could be getting interviewed, something with the parade, or people coming there to
Yeah,
watch the
yeah,
game, or something like
even
that.
right, exactly. Maybe they're featured in maybe one of the maybe somebody important like a player or somebody involved with the team comes to Patty's or whatever, and it was like puts it on like that this place is awesome and shit and talks about it, and then hey now they have to be on TV to talk about it because they're gonna host something from there or something, like I don't know, maybe something
Yeah, I
like
like the idea of them hosting something from Patty's or something like that. I think that works well. My prediction for this one is we get to see our girl, Dennis's the love of his life, Jackie DiNardo, show up again. She's a reporter. She does doing something in prime time. Maybe she's on some kind of like 60 Minutes type of show or something like that. So we get ourselves some Jackie DiNardo. Number 7, episode 7. Frank is in a coma. I had the title at 4, Jamie G at 1, Soup at 7, all over the place, but came in overall at number 3 in our rankings. Jamie G, do you think there's any chance this ties back into being Frank? Remember when he went in the hospital there and the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, you have like serious problems or whatever." And they kind of like blah 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 it. Any chance they're bringing this back around, or is he in an unrelated coma?
If they Tony Soprano this, where like Frank is in the coma and we only see what he's seeing in the coma, it would be awesome. But here's the reality. Frank getting in the coma and what the gang does to kind of fix it would be also cool. I'm gonna say it's all Frank internally inside what he sees, and it's wild. Frank falls out the window. Frank needs an inter. All those, they're so great, dude. Anything Frank is like up there for me. So many episodes Frank doesn't have a ton to do when it's all centered on Frank in the past where it's not a mistake, but what they've done a lot of times is like no one else really shines because it's just like a Frank thing. I want to see him do this where it's a Frank thing, but yet everyone else has a chance to play their part and do their digs. So I'm gonna say that's what it is because I think that they've learned so much of their course of 16 seasons and they're hitting damn near perfection in season 17. Frank is in a coma is gonna be a great episode.
Ooh, Soup, what do you think? What's more likely? The idea that maybe it's like an entire Frank coma episode where we're with him in his coma, or it's everyone else freaking out about Frank being in a coma?
I mean, it could go either way. It could be, and initially,
Right,
I feel
or
like,
a combination of both. But I'm asking you,
yeah,
take a stand. What would you rather see? What do you think it is? Take a stand somehow.
initially, I immediately went to, it's going to be kind of like a dream sequence, it'd be Frank in the coma and like through his, like, what you were just saying, man. But now that I'm thinking about it and what Sonny might do with this, man, to kind of, I don't know if they want to get that, maybe they will. It'd be fine if they did, if they went that road. I think it'd be awesome, But I think I'm gonna put my vote more towards they do something from everybody else's perspective. Like Frank goes into a coma and all of a sudden it's like a freak, not really a freak out, but I think more of like how like Dennis and Dio probably find some way to take advantage of the situation, and Charlie and Mac will also probably try to find some way to take advantage of the situation,
Yeah, I
So
like that. We've seen that before with them fighting over the impossible inheritance and everything like that. So that makes a lot of
yeah,
sense,
yeah. It's
actually.
some, I think it could go on that level as far as with those characters and everything else. But it also could be like, oh, maybe it was all just one of Dennis's dreams too. And he wakes up at the end and it's it was it or anyway, anyone else, So or maybe it's Charlie, because they live together and shit. It all could come down to the toe knife. If the toe knife is the cause for the coma, dude, that's where I'm putting my
Oh,
money.
the toe knife of destiny. I like that. I like that. The toe knife of destiny. I'm gonna go with somehow Frank actually like he's in a coma most of the episode, but it turns out he's just faking it to like try to figure out like who's like plotting against him or trying to steal his money or whatever. That feels like very Frank.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something they might have did. Didn't they do something like that already though?
A little bit, yeah. They've actually done it both ways. So it's again when you're in season 17, there's going to be a couple of repeaters, but they usually do a great job of it.
For sure.
Episode 8, the title is not a repeater. It offers a multitude of opportunities here. We have The Golden Bachelor live. I had it at 7, Jamie G at 6, Soup at 8. So overall, it was 8, our lowest ranked episode title. I'm kind of curious here. Jamie G, what do you think is, yes, for it to be like the Golden Bachelor, I guess, long story short, the Golden Bachelor was like a concept where it's like the Bachelor, but he's like 80 or 70 or older. Do you think this is a case where Frank Reynolds is the Golden Bachelor, or the gang is somehow like putting on or contributing to the Bachelor?
That would be the most logical thing, Mills. But you know what's funny is I had it ranked where I had it ranked, right? But like honestly, I think this could be the episode of the season because I could picture this being Dennis being the golden god and he is the golden bachelor and he's trying to hit it big because they're doing something in local Philadelphia and he's on and everyone else is going through the normal steps, but he's like so pissed at everyone, like how dare you even present yourself in front of me, a golden god? Do you not realize he's a golden god? I could picture that being the thing where in his mind he thought it was the Golden Bachelor, but it's really he just looks like a psychopath. And I could that's kind of where and I have a feeling it could be the episode of the season, honestly. It has that potential.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Would you rather Frank Reynolds or Dennis Reynolds be the Golden Bachelor?
Oh man, I'd really rather see Charlie be the Golden Bachelor, but I'll take Frank over Dennis, man.
I would love it if it's actually like a double combination where it actually is like the Golden Bachelor concept. So it's supposed to be an old person and Frank's on it, but so then Dennis disguises himself as an old man to get on it.
Oh yeah, well, that
I
seems
think that could be fun.
fair. But I'm with you on this might be we all ranked it last, so I kind of hope this
Yeah,
takes.
I like this could be the
So
creeper. I mean, the show's always kind of struggled with season finales. Honestly, Dennis takes a mental health day. The season
I
finale
liked
of
the
16
finale
was
last year.
probably, yeah, one of the best in a minute. No, it just, it just doesn't feel like they order the episodes like that. So sometimes they wind up with some kind of like, finales that aren't necessarily intended to be a finale. But, I don't think
Yeah,
there's ever been
I'm
a.
hoping they can. I'm hoping they continue the trend of season 16 Mills, and they really stick the landing here. The way we're looking at it is every season's a gift, and we thank them so much for being able to give us another one. And I'll tell you what, guys, that was absolutely a shitload of fun. And don't you worry, because we're just getting started right here on the Night Pod Cometh. Anything to add here, guys, before we head out?
Super excited about this season, man. The rewatch is only making me more excited. I'm just happy, like you said, we're getting more sunny at this point. Hopefully, they keep it going. We would like it to not be, every other year. We would like a new season every year, but we will take what we can get at this point, please and thank you.
Yeah, I'm down, man. Any new Sunny is always good, Sunny, man. I mean, it's been consistent. It's a great show, and definitely looking forward to spending a little time in Philly, 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 Philly. Yeah, that was stupid. Spending a little time in Philly.
The old Philly special from
Oh, Philly
Soup,
Fest,
dude.
He
dude.
likes
Thank you,
life at
guys.
Patty's Pub, dude. He likes life at Patty's Pub.
If Patty's Pub had food, Soup would be running the kitchen, and you guys would be checking us out right here on the Night Pod Cometh. We appreciate you so much. We love talking about Sunny. Season 17 almost being here. Oh, it just literally blows our mind. We can't wait to talk about it. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our coverage on the upcoming season. Outside of that, is there any particular episode or topic that you'd like us to talk about? Do you have some predictions for the upcoming season? Let us know. You can either drop a comment below in the comment section or get at us on social medias. Mills will remind you where you can find us on all the social medias available throughout the entire universe.
The universe and beyond. We will be here. We are waiting for that season 17 trailer. We will be back to talk about that. And then we will be talking about each episode as it happens. So excited to be here for another season of the Night Pod Cometh. Once again, we are presented by Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. Find us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Find us on social media at Dudes Watch Stuff. Same place on the web, dudeswatchstuff.com. Simple, easy to remember, just like the flaps, FLAPS. Very crucial to our success. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, remember to hit that thumb. I'm Magnum Mills with the Soupdeucer and Jamie G, thanking you for being a fighter for the Night Pod Cometh.
I like
Whoa!
Whoa!